Hey guys, Rorius here. Welcome back to Not for Broadcast. We're on what I think is going to be the second to last broadcast of the game, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We're on day 913, an important review. The next day, an important review. Just really quick before we get into this, I will just say the first episode of this latest and final section of the game has done really well. People were really eager to see me play this, more so than anything recently. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys continue to enjoy it. You arrive at work a little early, despite a stressful journey in. You still aren't quite sure of everything that happened, though if the swarm of CCOs all over the building is anything to go by, this isn't just a Channel 1 matter. This is confirmed when you are informed that you need to speak to Bozeman immediately and are escorted to his office. You sit nervously outside waiting for your boss. A few minutes later, the boss man arrives, disheveled and with a stern-looking CCO in tow. Ah yes, Winston, good. This is Specialist Abels. She will be observing this interview. Please come inside and take a seat. The ruddy-faced man bustles into his office and leaves the door open for you to follow. The few times you've been in here before, it was immaculate with everything in its proper place. Not so today. It must be serious for Bozeman to be this flustered. So, Alex, do you know why you're here today? Bozeman's eyes are sharp, and his gaze is fixed on your face from across the desk. Abels is standing behind you, out of sight, but definitely not out of mind. Not really, no, I wasn't involved with anything that happened yesterday. I assume to do with what happened with Disrupt last night. The music kicked up. What happened last night was nothing short of the culmination of a heinous and outrageous campaign of terror that Disrupt have been reaping on this nation and its territories. Bozeman shoots a glance behind you at your left, or to your left, where your CCO observer is standing. And it is, of course, our duty to root out this rot, wherever we find it, to prevent anything like last night happening ever again. I've been asked by Advance to perform interviews with all staff members involved, and will be submitting a personal review of your performance, both during the incident in question and throughout your time here. This can only end well. His expression remains stern. Just tell the truth, Winston. And this will be all over soon. Arranging some papers, Bozeman clears his throat and begins. Obviously a lot happened last night and I have a number of interviews to conduct today, so I'd rather not waste any time. Be brief, concise, and clear in your answers. Oh, I have to lie, don't I? So let's start at the beginning of the broadcast and work our way through. After the attack in the memorial, you seem to have portrayed the terrorists in quite sympathetic light. Why? Actually, what was happening? The news, that's our job, right? I did what I felt was right and very social. I want to do this. I see. So you're saying it couldn't be helped, and you had to show the aftermath as you did. I'll be sure to make a note of that. Funny how unauthorized footage always seems to find its way into your broadcasts. Hear me? Bozeman scribbles down some notes. The noise of his pen scratching into the notepad, punctuated only by the constant tick-tock of his ornate clock. Hopefully this will be all over soon. Reviewing the broadcast, we noticed something a little odd about a particular camera choice. It was while everyone else was talking. Or, where did I put it? Ah, yes, here we are. Do you recognize this? With a flourish, Bozeman produces the leaflet from the notice board and places it on the desk in front of you. Honestly, didn't even notice it was there. I assumed it was just part of the set. Why else would it have been there on camera? So you are saying the blame lies entirely with the crew on set. There's no way you could have possibly use your own judgment to have determined it was unsuitable, You hear a disapproving grunt from the CCO behind you. Typical Winston, we shall see. Not exactly subtle there. Yes. I feel like I'm gonna get fired. There was one thing we noted during the finale of the notice board. Bozeman picks up some notes on the other side of the desk. You seemed to play an odd choice of sound effects relatively early on. Now, the script was expecting laughs, but for all three you chose to play boos. Why did you do that? I felt there were some appropriate choices are subjective after all. Yes, well, choice is given to those who show they can employ a sufficient degree of good judgment. And maybe we need to review this policy, or at least who qualifies for it. You can see Bozeman is frowning as he adds to his notes. It might have been nice to have him on your side. How many other people would he be interviewing today? I really feel like we're gonna get fired. Towards the end of the show, there appear to be some issues with the sensor equipment. At this point, Bozeman pauses for a moment, putting a lid on his pen and placing it carefully on the desk, perpendicular to his notebook. How do you explain the fact you censored perfectly acceptable language during the final segment? There seemed to be an issue with the machine. Frank probably forgot to do his checks again. I just do what the display tells me. I don't decide what's supposed to be censored. Issue with the machine? Or do what the display tells me? There seemed to be an issue with the machine. It would be a very strange coincidence that one of our key pieces of equipment were to develop a malfunction at the exact time Disrupt chose to attack. A disappointing but not unsurprising lapse by an incompetent employee seems much more likely. But I suppose we won't know until maintenance have had a chance to check it out properly. Silence takes over as Bozeman writes some notes. How many questions will you have to answer? At this point, Bozeman took out a pair of glasses and placed them somewhat delicately on the end of his nose. Then the portly man leaned forward to examine his notes in detail. I didn't imagine him being portly. I don't know if it's said that before. Now, obviously we expect the odd bit of interference here and there, unavoidable. However, he paused, turning the page at an agonizing pace. Interference is not the same as terrorist propaganda. Would you care to explain how quite so much of their messaging found its way onto our airwaves? With everything else going on, I just didn't realize until it's too late. The machine's been out of date for years. Even the last update didn't make life any easier. Blame the machine again? Out of the corner of your eye, you note Specialist Abels is visibly more attentive, awaiting your boss's response. Well, it's certainly true that accidents do happen, but it's an amazing coincidence how often they seem to happen when you're around, Winston. Bozeman's smile is anything but warm, and Abel's glances towards you with a stare that can only be described as glacial. You offer a strained smile back. A loud creak breaks the I really feel like I'm gonna get fired. A loud creak breaks the growing silence as Bozeman leans back in his chair. The tape of that poor Miss Brightman. Why did you play it? Help me understand. Why play that tape? As you meet his, this is going to be a hard one to justify. As you meet his gaze, you're almost surprised to see an earnest concern in the old man's eyes. Why play the tape? Seemed like the news. Is that what we do? Show the news. Oh, I was worried what Disrupt might do if I didn't play it. That's a tough one. Oh, this is a tough one. I was worried what Disrupt might do if I didn't play it. If he's got concern in his eyes, maybe I can play to like a softer side. I was worried what Disrupt might do if I didn't play it. He watches Bozeman slowly cleans his glasses before answering. Well, at the end of the day, you chose to do it, Alex. I know what I'd have done in the I know what I'd have done in your shoes. Oh. Is he supposed to say, I don't know what I would have done in your shoes? After all, you have a habit of playing tapes you shouldn't, don't you? He clears his throat and leans forward again, staring at you for a moment before continuing. That is, however, all I had for you. Thank God it's over. I think that's all the information we need for now, Winston. Bozeman looks questioningly at the CCO, but by the time you've turned around, that moment has passed. Best you just go home for now. There's no work for you until we get a new satellite tower up. But of course, don't leave town. I may have more questions for you following the other interviews. As you leave, you see open hostility in Specialist Abel's eyes. Well, you knew there'd be consequences. Yikes. I'm amazed that's not happened before. Like, I'm amazed they've not thought to interview me prior. How many days is that? A banquet for some. 9/13. Once again, this is like 300 days later. So it's been over 3 years now. Wait, 350, 350, 350. Yeah, it's like something like 60 days, a little less than 60 days after a full 3 years. It's your anniversary, and this year you've got a plan. A week away could be just what the doctor ordered for you and Sam, but it won't be cheap. It's more than you'd normally spend, but Sam's worth every penny. Spending that much on a holiday might be a bit frivolous, though. No, Sam's worth every penny. Oh, worrying debt. Sam still hasn't forgotten that missed anniversary, but you've not made that mistake again in the 3 years since. Damn, Bozeman. Damn, Bozeman. With the trip booked, you even took today off, so you could go all out and cook a nice meal from scratch. Fancy. Sam's gonna love it. They should be here any minute. Even you and Chris seem to be on the same page, for the first time in years. Maybe it's been long enough for them to forgive you, or perhaps they've decided that they were unfair to ask you. But either way, you're grateful for the newfound peace. They even helped you clean up the house today, so when Sam gets back from work, it'll be pristine. You hit keys in the lock and put the final touches in place. As Sam steps into the hallway, you're waiting in the doorway to the kitchen, dressed to the nines and acting as nonchalant as possible. Alex? Well, what's all this? Oh my god, did you clean? And what's that smell? They give you a quick kiss as they step past you into the kitchen, where a banquet is laid out, candles lit, with Chris and Charlie standing quietly, grinning. Oh my god, Alex. Happy anniversary, Sam. Happy anniversary. A happy anniversary, comes the chorus from your two cheerleaders as Sam turns to you, smiling and with tears in their eyes. Aww. Alex, it's perfect. Sam rushes over and kisses you softly, only breaking off when you get a less than subtle cough from Charlie. So I got officially accepted into the Community Cohesion Management Program, Charlie blurts out. And that's our cue. Come on, Charlie, time for us to go. Have fun, you two. This is Chris saying this. Chris, thank you, sincerely. Aw. You're welcome. Now I should go get our dinner. Or our own dinner. You can grill Charlie when he's back. Tomorrow. As in, not tonight. See ya. Ah. With a wink, they finish ushering Charlie out of the house. You pull out Sam's chair for them. Why, thank you, Sam says, taking a seat and grinning at you. So Charlie's been busy. They shake their head as you take your own seat opposite them. Tomorrow. For now, you really didn't have to do all this, Alex. I know. I wanted to. I love you, Sam. Aww. I love you too. They breathe, admiring the panoply of food you've prepared for them. Now, where on earth do I begin? They laugh as you pour the first glass of champagne of the evening. You're very lucky to have such a wonderful family. Who could ask for more? Yeah, I suppose if you let Chris use your passport, he would have probably died as well. He probably would have gone overseas and been killed in one of the bombs. Day 1764, a job down. Yeah, wait, it was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 450 days later. It's a long time later. It's been over 5 years now, right? 5 times 300 is 1500, plus 5 times 0.5, or 5 times 50 equals 250. And admittedly, I'm doing very basic calculations, but it's about 5 years since the start. A job down. Everything's ready. You and Sam have been trying to watch Bullet Man for years, but you've missed it in the cinemas and it never seemed to be in stock when one of you went to pick up the VHS. Now you're just waiting for them to get home so you can start. You hear the front door open as you put a bowl of popcorn on the coffee table. We're all ready to go. Get your button here. Sam comes in with a vacant stare, ignoring both film and snacks as they sit down next to you. You have to actually nudge them to break their stupor. Sam, what is it? I've just been let go from work. Sam is just staring into space. Apparently there's just isn't a need for 2 nursery teachers anymore. Not enough children. So they can't justify the expense. Honey, I'm so sorry. It'll be okay. You'll find another place. No, you don't get it. There just isn't the demand for younger teachers anymore. Not just here, anywhere. I don't know what I'm gonna do. What are we gonna do? What we're going to do? Pull Sam into a hug. I know things are tough, but we'll think of something. How, Alex? We're barely scraping by as it is. And now... Them starts to sob. We're going to have to sell the house. I can't see any other option. We've got too many debts to pay. If that's what we have to do, fine. It's only the two of us living here now anyway. Oh, so Charlie's moved out? I suppose you're right. Still, I hate the idea of losing this place. Think of everything that's happened here, Alex. They fall silent, thinking. Eventually you start the film, but neither of your hearts are in it. Too busy thinking about the future. Still, a house isn't everything. It's the people who make it a home. Home is where the heart is, after all. A change of scenery achievement. Yikes. Geez, so many days are flying past in this chapter, in this section. 1975. The sterility. 3 years since the uprising.
Winston, I know we don't see eye to eye on much, but things could be significantly worse. Why don't you try to muddle through for a change rather than your established approach of giving me a headache? If not for me, do it for the children, Alex. It's advanced as ill-conceived to bring your daughter to work day today, so there's even more people than usual for you to disappoint.
Expect catchy tunes and scenes of an inappropriately
Yikes.
And this is Jenny. She's the floor manager.
Hi, Stacey.
That's Colin. He do you know, just don't talk to Colin.
Can bring your daughter to work, hey, Colin?
No, we don't believe in it.
All right, come and sit next to Mum.
Believe in what?
Just days.
How did it all go so right? That's
Atta girl.
10 seconds, everybody.
Yikes, okay, I gotta get into it.
So much. Okay, we are going in 5, 4, 3.
As we go over to Megan and the team at the
Good evening and welcome to the NNN. I'm Megan Wolf. And who's this, you might be wondering? Well, it's Bring Your Daughter to Work Day here at Channel 1. So I'm joined tonight by my foster daughter, Stacey. Say hello, Stacey.
Go fuck yourself.
Hello, Stacey. All right then, here are the stories that matter to you. First up, with Advance confirming that the nuclear fallout from the 20-week war is to blame for the drop in birth rates across the territories, we asked you what keeps you going. I know that I, for one, was quite deflated when I heard about this, but reading all your submissions
no idea.
really put the smile back on my face. This is from Drew in Humberset. To take our minds off things, me and my partner have been building this house for our hamster. It really does distract us from thinking about the 85% sterility rate. So next week, we're building Nibbles a tiny conservatory, a loft conversion, and a holiday home. Thank you for that. And if you've started a new hobby, do write in and tell us about it. Next up, you know how we love your uncanny comestible coincidences, and I don't know about you, but I think this one really takes the biscuit. I'm not sure what I'm more impressed by, Stacey. The things our viewers spot, or the unbelievable way our menu centres are now able to feed every team member every single day.
I think the toast is less
Greg
impressive.
from Poddington has sent us this lovely photo of their breakfast, saying, I couldn't bring myself to eat my toast this morning because I could swear it bore the spitting image of the great Julia
Damn
Salter's
it.
relatable face. So I had to make do with a plate of butter and 2 spoonfuls of jam. Do keep those coming in. Come on, can you have a go? We've just got time for one more of your stories, and this one is an inspiring story of rehabilitation. That's it, just tell us who it's from, yeah, and then read it out. Okay.
So this one says it's from John in Stokely. Before I was convicted, I'd never read a single book, but since I was released from Betterman, I haven't been able to stop. I'm even working at a library, and on our lunch breaks, Mr. Wordyworth spell checks my tattoo.
We absolutely love hearing the way our neighbours and team members have been able to become better people. So do let us know your stories here. You can do this bit, Stacey.
No, you're right, thanks.
Come on, give it a try.
Let us know your stories here at the NNN.
Oh.
Right, bit of a change of pace coming up here. You'll need to use the S-Effect buttons for the next segment, but Advance have already selected when and what to use. Simple stuff. Just follow your government orders.
Tonight on the NNN, it's time to celebrate this
Damn it.
week's team lottery winners live from the Shakespeare Theatre right here in the capital. We're going to hand over to Julia Salisbury. I suppose you don't think much of her either, eh, Stacey?
Got a lot more going for her than you wankers.
Okay, surprising vote of approval there.
Sorry about that. Someone just walked up to the door. I had to pause it in the middle. I hate doing that in this game because I don't like interrupting the scenes.
From Stacey, let's go live to that right now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this week's Team Awards. Of all the many duties I have as team leader, this is by far,
Including...
Oh, wrong button.
as I so often say to you, the uneven past is now, following the demise of Disrupt, firmly behind us. This is the new future, and I say to you, it's better now. I am delighted to be joined here tonight by one of the oldest people in Territory 1. He was born over 107 years ago. Please give a warm team welcome to Alfie Tadgebadger.
Alfie Tadgebadger.
Alfie, you must have seen so much in your lifetime. What have been some of the highlights? Alfie? Alfie? Is he all right? Is he all right?
His hearing aid isn't turned on.
Oh, could you turn it on?
He says it drains the battery.
Well, will you tell him that we'll buy him a brand new battery after the presentation?
Yeah, he says that's fine then. Yeah, he says that's fine then.
Okay, now turn it on.
And I will help him with that. Yeah.
If you would. Sorry, can't get the staff.
We got it.
So, Alfie.
What?
You're 107 years old.
Oh, don't bloody remind me.
Would you like to tell the audience what that's like?
Where is everybody?
Out there, in the dark. Oh, bless him, it's not just the ears.
Who are you? 2 sugars, please.
I'm Julia Salisbury, the Prime Minister.
I like this story. Who are you really?
No, I really am the Prime Minister.
Oh, you're
A woman.
Yes, a woman. One of
Women
them.
can do anything men can do these days, Alfie.
Oh, can you piss standing up?
Can't
Wow.
say I've ever tried.
No, I didn't think so. 2 sugars, please, and not too much milk.
Shall we get to the awards, Alfie?
Whoa.
I'm going to ask you about my life.
Well, I'm not sure we have enough time left now for that.
When
So,
I was 9, I wanted a pet, so I asked me mum and dad. There was no television then, back then, you know. We made our own entertainment out of coal and...
Oh, I keep forgetting to...
well, that's fascinating.
I keep accidentally cutting to 3 instead of 2.
But it weren't a dog. They told me it were a dog, but it were a stone.
A stone.
Yes. So I called it Patch, which was a popular name for a dog back then, on account of the king having a patchy face. And I decided to introduce him to pretty little Gertie Thimble, who lived up the road.
Oh, how romantic.
She threw my dog in the river. That was the day I decided I'd never marry.
And that's the secret to your long life.
Oh no, I've been married 7 times, divorced 8. There was a mix-up with number 3, see? Yes, I'm just lucky. Are we going back to the home soon?
Soon, Alfie. First, let's turn to the reason we're all here, the weekly Territory 1 Team Awards. First up tonight is a lady who really knows how to put in the extra hours. She works at a transition centre in Hamble-Bamblebury, and she has single-handedly allowed more families to unburden each other than any other nurse in Territory
Whoa.
1. In in the uneven path, she'd have been locked up. Tonight, she is being honoured as a team player. Please welcome Daphne Snister.
Are you here to change me?
Just give her a medal, Alfie. There's a good boy.
I mean, 2 sugars, and don't let it steep too long.
I think you're supposed to give me one of those.
Well,
There he goes, look.
I can't get the arms up any higher than that. You'll have to go down, love.
Thank God those fractious times are behind us, and now the territories are thriving.
Oh, Ian, as the actress said
Oh.
to the bishop.
Yes, thank you. I've got it from here.
Well done. Daphne Snister, everybody. Now, open your envelope and find out what you've won. Don't hold back there. She's tougher than one of Peter's homemade Eccles cakes.
Got it. I've won a holiday for 2 in Territory 15. Used to be called San Palmerino, didn't it?
I believe it did, yes.
Why couldn't we have stuck with that then? It's easier to remember.
We're all one nation now.
Hang on a minute. Isn't it still on fire?
Daphne Snister, everyone.
Oh, what about my change? I've been in these wide front for 3 days now.
We'll get to that, Alfie.
Oh, right you are, love.
Next up tonight is a couple from Farnley who, after a rocky start losing their family's ill-gotten gains to the Assets and Wealth Act, have really embraced the new future, setting up a community farm and petting zoo in their local area for all the local children to play. Please welcome Otho and Lobelia.
Because I had on the same screen for too long. Fuck. I always got so caught up in the.
You know, when I was in the trenches, I had a pal called Scotty Wilson. He was from way up north, so I didn't understand a bloody word he said. But he were my best mate.
Should we describe them?
Probably for the best.
And his best mate was Smudger Ace. There was them 2. Fiddly Eric, Unstable Terry, and of course, Leggy Sydney. She were a girl, but she had a boy's name, so they shipped her to the front anyway. First girl any of us has ever seen, close up. She's dead now. They all are. Smudger and Scotty never made it home. Fiddly got shanked in Frankfurt prison in an argument over an olive. Terry, he exploded quite.
Oh my god.
Total skin condition. Scratched herself to death. It makes you think.
Thanks, Alfie. Great contribution. So, Otho and Lobelia, a petting zoo.
After we lost all our wealth, we discovered there were actually people who had never even owned a pony.
I used to have 3.
So we decided to do something about it. That's the type of people we are, you see. Advantage of a private education, probably.
Well, I'm sure we could debate that all night, but there's no time. So, let's see what you've won.
Yes, but before we do, there's something I wanted to say to you.
Oh, absolutely. Every citizen of the new future has my ear.
When Advance came to power, you took all of our wealth. You took the shirts off of our backs.
Quite literally, in my case, I used to collect shirts.
You might as well have the rest of it, too.
Purity!
Oh God, not again. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Fannies and the news are not good bedfellows. Keep those flappy bits off my channel, Alex.
And better. And you are? Oh,
I want to show it because it's like disrupting.
It isn't right and it isn't fair.
You tell him, girl. That's my wife, you know. Only you don't.
You can't mix pearls with swine. It isn't right. We used to have 3 horses, fed and defensible and hung well. And now what have we got? 2 mangy goats, 1 mongrel dog called Kenneth, and a rooster that would bloody shut up!
Can we get this over quickly with sleep?
as the actress said to the bishop.
Oh, I keep showing camera 3 like by accident. Oh.
Oh, don't worry, love. I'll protect you. Oh, 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 oh.
You better break that ruddy nose.
You know, this reminds me of when I was in the 20s and we go to the promenade at Shining on Sea and watch all the pretty girls on the beach. Everything was black and white then, of course. We'd visit the Penny Arcade and try to win a block of lard to take home for the family. You couldn't buy lard in those days. You had to win it. Oh, it was so much simpler.
Jesus Christ.
Boys were boys, girls were girls. Everyone else was recruited by the circuses. There were loads of them, you see, circuses, with their big tents and their candy floss. You'd hear the music, the pipe organ, drifting over the nearby fields. My mum used to call it the most magical sound in the world. This was before she lost her hearing after giving a particularly loud round of applause. Did you ever go to the circus?
What's that, Alfie?
The circus, yeah, don't go mind. Yeah, just a tea, pet.
Well, that was an unexpected dose of naked nostalgia. Some people simply can't let go of the past. That's why I look in joy and fervent admiration at the younger generation. So cohesive, such a team. And with fertility falling throughout the territories, we should value our fabulous new generation now more than ever. Our final winner tonight is a go-getter who really went and got 'em, helping to root out more than 170 disrupt collaborators in his own neighbourhood. Since then, he's gone on to be a senior cohesion cadet leader and organised all of the entertainment at last year's camp cooperation. Our final winner tonight, Edwin Neverlay.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh,
You should be in a transition centre, you old nonc.
Aww.
Prime Minister. It's an absolute pleasure to finally meet you. We're very similar, in my opinion.
Well, I've never been much of a role model.
Nonsense. Prime Minister, you have saved this country. You have fought enemies, foreign and domestic, with 9 fists. As with my own tiny fists have I.
Well, let's open the envelope and find out what you've won. Maybe it'll be a fist enlargement.
Wow.
A year's internship as a behaviour coach at Betterment. Let's show the fools where they went wrong, eh?
Well, actually, Betterment is about rehabilitation, Edwin.
Absolutely. And if they don't reintegrate, we retaliate. Just like you did on Liberation Day. Thank you for this award. And stay vigilant. Report the non-cohesives. Be a team player.
That concludes tonight's awards. Join me next week when
The fucking nutter.
things will be a lot more normal. Back to you, Megan.
Prime Minister Salisbury there at a highly eventful team awards ceremony. Any thoughts on this week's winners, Stacey?
The nurse was fucking scary, the preteens were saggy, and that little prick will never lose his virginity.
Succinctly put there, if a little profane. After the break, we'll be going live to a star-studded premiere. You won't believe who's on the red carpet tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
No.
And we're out. You know, somewhere else. In a tiny room, all by themselves. Alex.
Fuck.
Oh, Alex, one other. What's that? You're off already? I know you had to take the day off work, but you knew with... Oh, I see. No luck still with
Oh, they're all advanced, are they?
Sorry, darling. Of course. I'll speak to you later.
Oh, I got a terrible cut
What I was going to say.
because they're all advanced.
Still, I'm lucky to have her.
Shit. I lost a bunch of fucking score.
Are you fucking with her? Oh, right. So she can swear.
Damn it. Oh, I don't have time to redo it.
Catherine from Berkeldown sent us this, saying, I couldn't help but spot the face of poor departed Peter Clement in my 4th lager this morning. Oh, I'm not sure if I see it, Catherine, but then again, I'm only on my 3rd. So she can swear.
That's better. I ended up redoing it anyway. Even though that initial segment is quite a long one. Yeah, there's only songs of the near future, public information, and competition time.
So, Patrick and Robin are just
Ooh.
going to grab the man and then you've got this generic
Alright.
glue it all together.
They do know I have a Queen's View degree in journalism.
Bet you wish you'd studied something useful, eh?
Bring your daughter to work day. What a joke.
Where is our honoured guest?
Sitting around that boy band, Hotspot.
Heat rash. Hotspot won it last year.
Heat rash. Finding out the names, aren't
I think the computer comes up with them. The songs too. Ah, there she is, and just in time too. That's 10 seconds, everybody.
What have you been up to?
And what's it to you?
And we are going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. Stacey's still here.
Wishing she wasn't.
Thanks, Stacey. And in this segment, we're delighted to have sent Robin and Patrick to the movies. Yes, tonight is the world premiere of The Automated, starring Lawrence Blunderclatch and the late, great Helena Canterbury Boatshoe. And all the stars are out tonight. We first covered this film almost 5 years ago, back when it was called The Medicated. Then, for mysterious reasons, the film was suddenly pulled the night before its release. Well, since then, executive producer George Focus has spent 5 long years polishing the film and turning it into a special edition and premiering tonight. With extensive state-of-the-art visual effects and a top-quality voice team, George says it's the movie he always wanted to make. Now, let's take a look at it.
Oh.
I can't deconstruct it.
I remember this.
I can't deconstruct it. Robots!
Is this a wig?
You think I don't grow that?
No, Dick, I'll kill you. Think of Saturn.
There's something on your face, Chief Harrison! I wish you were real, baby. Flesh and blood.
Captain Quasar.
But you're just ones and zeros, baby. If only I'd noticed.
Captain Quasar.
You rusted, but I didn't notice.
Captain.
I'm buffering, chick, you said?
Got one on you.
God damn it!
It's all like weirdly
Here's a map.
What's a map?
Okay, so head north on Interstellar Avenue, left at the asteroid belt, and a tricky 3-point turn at Uranus. What are these symbols? This corner. This is the key.
We could shut it down.
Yes, we could shut it down.
It's all
But we have to ask
weirdly
ourselves,
dubbed.
Who are we?
I think it's the same film, but it's like dubbed. Like re-edited. I think?
Gosh.
I wasn't able to look very closely because I was busy.
Thrilling stuff. What did you think, Stacey?
The robots were alright, I guess.
They certainly were. Let's go over to Robin Short now in Western Square, who I believe has got the star of the show. Robin.
Right, you, shall we?
Yes, we are live from Western Square with a man who needs no introduction, Lawrence Blunderclatch. How has your evening been so far?
Magical. Absolutely magical.
Oh.
My most dear friends all gathered here to celebrate my work. One really couldn't ask for much more, could one?
Well, on that note, with award season just around the corner, are you hoping to add to your collection for a 3rd time?
Well, I really couldn't say. But if the association deigned to honour me for a 4th time, so be it. It's really not for me to say. But let's just say that I know of 3 little gold men who are getting rather lonely.
Absolutely.
Because I've won 3. 3 little awards.
And each
Wow.
more deserved than the last. Well, it's safe to say that your career has gone supersonic in the last couple of years. How's that been?
Well, as I was saying to Stephen only yesterday, that's Stephen Spellman. The Stephen Spellman. Lovely chap. I mean, unbelievable mind. I said, Stephen, you know, this really has been quite the ride.
Oh,
Read with me.
shit. My hands are just sitting on the keyboard and they
And
fucking
what do you attribute your success to?
hit the buttons by accident.
Well, if we're talking actual numbers, I'd have to say 60% talent, 30% looks, and 10% passion, brackets general. Not to mention the incredible coverage on election night. That really was the start of it all. That and my own range of sick bags. Lawrence's Chundercatch.
Wow. Who
Holy
could
crap.
forget? Well, it's been a delight talking to you, as always. Thank you so much.
That should have been just like a clean
Well,
segment, but I
Patrick
fucked it
Bannon
up.
should be with Lil C for a conversation that doesn't involve vomit. Patrick.
And you, Robin. Fingers crossed. I'm joined here by pop icon. It's Lil C. And her father, country singer and alien worshipper, Billy Bob Jean Short.
Howdy.
So, Lil C.
Oh my god.
What's with the bag?
She knows what she's done.
I think they once again might not have been able to get the actor back.
Is it one of
Actress.
yours?
No, you know it's not. We don't do that anymore.
Yes, of course. Your clothing label went bankrupt, didn't it?
Yes, because a certain TV show failed to fulfill their contractual obligations.
Well, you look great.
Well, that's
Ah.
due to her new cosmetics and wellness brand.
Well, I'm not sure that it is.
Let her show you. This is our new eyeshadow palette. She calls this one Glands.
Wow, it's scented. Wow, that was a surprise.
And this next one, this is our new lipstick. We call this shade Lips.
Oh, wow. Why is it so salty?
It's organic. And this, our next one, this body spray, this is a body mist which rebalances your hormones and actually smells like fertility.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, wow.
You feel that?
Yeah, that burns. Oh,
All this is part of Lil C's new range, straight from my veins.
oh, good lord.
Breeze Craglar!
So, you're retiring from the music industry. That must be hard.
Well, she's way past her prime, Patrick. It was very hard for her to accept
Patrick.
at first. The industry's very, very sure about these things.
Well, you sure we can't convince you to release just one last album?
We do actually have another album ready, but that's for the label to release in case she dies over the next 10 years or so.
Oh, really?
Well, given the way she's going, you might get it by Christmas.
Well,
Yikes.
we better let you get back.
Now remember, we need the money. So, she's also available for parties, weddings, funerals, and bar mitzvahs.
Well, thank you, Lil C. That's Lil C there. Oh. Oh, and it looks like Robin has got hold of Jesus.
Ah.
Yes, I'm sweating, Robin.
It absolutely is, Patrick. Jesus, how are you?
Yeah, you know, I'm good. I'm great.
Oh my god.
You silencing me, silencing the truth.
Are you referring to your attempt to incite violence against the democratically elected leaders of this country on live TV?
Yeah, exactly. And instead of being held a visionary, my management and agent, they all dropped me.
Oh no.
You can't break me when you didn't make me, you understand? See, I'm the voice, I'm the hope. You can lock me up, call the doctors, but only the moon can judge me.
So, what have you been up to?
Oh my god, I keep doing that.
Keep building, keep moving. I'm actually working on a track right now. Written, recorded, directed, all by myself.
Can we hear a bit of it?
What now?
I know I'd love to hear it, and I'm sure the people at home would love to as well.
Yeah, sure, of course. Give me the mic. Yo. The news tried to shut my mouth, but it won't be long until they go south. Because my name's Big J and you can't stop me. See, no censorship can stop me. Yeah, see, that's all I've got at the moment.
Did you just rhyme me with me?
No! Daddy promised this wouldn't happen again. You're supposed to clap and say, well done, Julian, well done.
Well done, Julian.
Thank you.
Jesus.
Now, ask me a polite question and I'll walk away nicely.
Is it true that you're heir to a hotel chain?
What? Where did you hear that?
And that you're very much alive parents
La, la,
are
la,
currently
la,
on the
la,
run
la,
for
la,
massive
la, la, la,
financial
la, la,
hoarding.
la.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you trying to censor me?
Oh my god.
Oh, Jay's us there, who really does seem to be going from strength to something. There are just so many stars here.
Yikes.
tonight,
You wonder why I
It
didn't
really is
initially
the who's who
join
of
Disrupt.
whatever here. I'm going to see if I can grab a moment with someone rather special. I hope you're not too jealous, Megan. Back to you.
Thanks, Robin. But I think Stacey and I are probably in quite enough trouble where we are. So, 3 big names there, Stacey.
Yeah, big names.
Any thoughts about them, maybe from your generation's perspective?
You won't like my opinions.
Oh, go on, try me.
Well, Bumbanonk is so old he's like 1 week away from a transition centre, so who cares? And Lil C was cool when I was like 12 or something, but now she's just another fucking loony. And Jesus is a disrupt-loving wanker who should have died with the rest of them 3 years ago.
You're right.
You agree with me?
No, you're right, I don't like your opinions. But thankfully, we can go back to Patrick now, who has another familiar face to catch up with. Oh, Patrick, what's the atmosphere like there?
It's absolutely buzzing here, Megan. The anticipation is killing us. But a little birdie's told us that any moment now, we should get a glimpse of someone incredibly popular with our viewers. A favourite destination for many of the fans. Yes, the Mayor of Bumley will be arriving literally any second now. No sign of him yet, but as you can tell, the atmosphere here really is something else. Patrick Bannon, NNN, what's it been like since Bumley got so popular?
Well, it's been wonderful. The tourism numbers have exploded thanks to the marketing campaign. Investors have ploughed millions into the town. We've got more Bumleyan jobs. It's brought more Bumleyan homes. We're all very grateful. Of course, it's not all mums and roses. It's almost impossible to get a good look at the whole these days. The crowds are unbelievable. Who can blame them? It's a bloody marvellous hole.
And how have you found public service?
Well, to be frank with you, it's been the greatest honour of my life to serve the town that I love so dearly. From the banks of the graceful Taint to the quiet elegance of the vomit-soaked car park outside the 24-hour petrol station. It's been a privilege, a pleasure, a gift, and I can't thank the mayor enough for all he's done.
Let's talk to the mayor now. Excuse me, sir, can you tell us a bit about what it's like to be elected to such a prestigious office? And do you have any words for your legions of fans out there?
Oh my god.
Stoic, but blistering honesty from the Right Honourable Peanut Tea Fortescue there. And his PA.
A proclamation! Quickly, fetch a policy bag.
Oh my god, it keeps happening. I keep resting my fingers on the buttons.
Well, there you have it, Megan. What an honour to literally see local government at work there. I'm still in shock. Back to you at the studio.
Thanks, Patrick. What a colourful interview there on what looks like an amazing night. They
The bumliest of times achievement.
And the automated really does seem to have unstoppable written all over it, because despite Boris Hawley in Hours magazine calling it Lawrence Blunderclatch's overly long suicide note, in a review which ends with the words, and he hasn't even had the decency to see it through, the film, which is free to all residents of the territories, has seen record pre-bookings and looks set to run for months and months. But let's go back to those lucky few seeing it tonight. Oh, I'm so jealous. Robin, you seen anything unusual there?
I saw some leprechauns in the green room, but I think it might have been someone's kids. But I know, they just keep coming. And here are some more famous faces, or famous brains, I suppose. It's Dr. David Wong and Dr. Ingrid is also here. We have been following your plight so closely on our show over the last few years. What's it like to be back on dry land?
It's so wonderful. I'm still not used to it. Every time I see the sun, I want to just scream out in joy. I'm grateful every day to your viewers for their support. Without them, well, we wouldn't be here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fine.
And am I right in thinking that you two have a lovely little boy together?
Dante's 3 now, and he's gorgeous.
Oh, what a beautiful family.
Not since you left me.
Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to,
It's fine.
Oh, it's fine, is it?
Well, what happened?
Well, you know, the normal story. Sometimes things aren't as easy as they were when all you had was a cave.
No sooner was she able to see me in daylight than she was zooming off with a moron.
Oh, she's not a moron. She's a doctor.
A dermatologist is not a doctor.
So sorry about this.
I'm sure she's got lovely skin, but forgive me if I don't ask her to do a coronary artery bypass.
If you carry on eating those pies, you might have to.
Here we go again. Very good. We can't all afford as clean as hers, can we?
At least she doesn't have a PhD in biomechanics.
You take that back.
Well, thanks to you both for pushing the boundaries of human knowledge.
Arsehole.
Crikey! Well, the movie's about to start, so Patrick and I are about to share a box of overpriced popcorn. Back to you, Megan.
Thanks, Robin. Lucky you, and enjoy the movie. The Automated opens in cinemas across the territories this weekend. What a star-studded event, eh, Stacey?
Who cares? No one goes to the cinema these days.
Of course. We'll be back after these messages. I
Oh.
still go to the cinema.
You should get yourself a video recorder, like the one at the home.
Yeah, I've got a video recorder. It's just not the same, is it?
You're right, it's better. No unevens chatting and chewing all the way through.
What about a kiss and cuddle on the back row? Doesn't that happen anymore?
In public? What's wrong with you?
Nothing's wrong with me.
Feeling better? Alright, you are. Got to get set up for heat rash. I think Ronnie's on something.
I know he is. It was on his rider. Apparently it's medicinal.
Ronnie's always high. Give him orange juice.
God, she speaks.
He's a stupid cunt.
And just like that, you were shooing it.
Oh, still got a grade A despite all my mistakes.
Oh, don't worry. It's so cool.
It's what now? Oh, here's Megan. She's going to be interviewing you.
Hello. Hi.
This is her. This is Stacey.
Well, hello there, Stacey.
Fuck off, Ronnie.
Right. No, I'm sorry, but if we can't be polite, you're going to have to wait in the dressing room.
Whatever.
Do you want to go and wait in the dressing room?
No.
No what?
Neighbours support neighbours, and friends reach out to friends.
No.
Strengthening and protecting each
Thank
other.
you.
Hey. And sit up straight. You're ruining my shot.
As one.
That's 10 seconds, everybody.
No, cool.
Fucking right, Noko.
What's that? What's no?
In 5, 4.
I don't know what that is either.
Welcome back. For our final segment tonight, Stacey and I are delighted to be joined by Heat Rash. Their new album, Girls and Why We Love Them All, comes out this weekend. So, let me see if I can get this right. It's Nolan,
I wrote the songs.
Ronnie.
That's what it says on my tattoo.
Oh, you've got a tattoo of your name on yourself. Okay.
In case he forgets it.
This raconteur, you must be Chinny. Why do they call you Chinny?
It's because of this ugly old thing.
I don't know what you mean.
God, you're so fucking embarrassing.
Dale. Crikey, Dale, you do not look old enough to be in a band.
I get that a lot. I'm actually 23, the oldest one. I have a growth disorder.
God, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that.
It's so cool, PT. It's only messing with you.
He's actually 58.
Okay, right, I see. You're going to be a handful, aren't you, boys?
Mum, no.
gross. And you must be TP. What does TP stand for?
Tiny prick.
It stands for team player.
I see. How long have you had that nickname?
Ever since Nolan decided Terry Prodance was a shit name for a member of a boy band.
No co, Ronnie.
Yeah, no co, Ronnie.
Sorry, what does no-co mean?
Ah, it's the opposite of SoCo.
Fuck's sake. SoCo. Yeah. So cohesive. You pretees say cool.
Right, okay, thank you, Stacey.
Sorry about her.
Not your fault, she's uneven.
So you guys met through a popular show on one of our rival channels, didn't you?
Yeah, Team Players with a Z.
So how did that work then?
Well, actually, Dell and I knew each other from school. We were actually classmates. And
Fuck's sake, Nolan, mate. Give someone else a chance. We all went on Team Players. We all auditioned. The judges put us into bands. And, yeah, we went to their houses and they just put us into bands.
it's an example of how we're greater than the sum of our parts when we work in harmony.
And occasionally singing it.
So every week on the show, they get these bands and they give them a song that the producer just found from under the bin somewhere.
Actually, I write the song.
And the public would phone in and decide which song they like best.
Right, and then the losers would be eliminated. Yeah?
Mum.
What?
No-co. Pretty, so no-co.
The band who get the most approval get to play their song again.
Sure. So what happens to the losers then?
Mum.
What do I keep doing wrong?
We don't use the L word anymore.
You mean losers?
Would you please stop saying that?
That word is a pejorative. It's a word designed to diminish. At Go-Getters, I learned very early that we only win when everybody wins.
But, sorry, that's not real life, is it? That's just sports board, no?
Thought you were SoCo.
Yeah, I am SoCo.
Nah, you're a shrinker. Can't be friends with shrinkers.
She doesn't know what you're talking about. She doesn't understand.
So I do understand, actually, Stacey.
What's a shrinker?
Well, a shrinker.
What's a preteen, Mum? What's a preteen?
Well, I think it means someone who's older, doesn't it?
Pre-territories.
Someone who turned 18 before the new future. We call you pretees.
Uneven.
Mimis. Nonks.
It's not her fault she's old. She can't help it.
I'm not that old.
I'm trying to help you here.
I don't think I need your help.
See? Total Mimi.
Is that so?
Yes, obviously. Yes, obviously.
You know what the real problem with you lot is? You just can't get over the fact that your beloved Disrupt are gone and you just don't fit in anymore. But the truth is, Disrupt were violent, no-co, pricks being led by a fucking psycho. I'm glad they lost, and you should be too.
So not everyone over 30 supported Disrupt, Stacey.
Not everyone, no, but one fuck-off lot of you did.
SoCo, Stacey. SoCo.
We've all learned maybe a little bit more than we expected to there. I'm genuinely delighted to have met Heat Rash. And before we end the show tonight, I think you're going to sing for us, aren't you?
Yes, that's right. We're going to sing a song from Girls and Why We Love Them All called Pieces of My Heart, which is about a real relationship I had with an actual girl.
Oh, Nolan, give it a rest, mate. No one cares. Go on, let's get on these stools, lads.
Right.
Let's get on these stools, lads.
So, Stacey, can I get your contact?
Oh, she's 15. Go on, piss off and sing your song.
Right you are.
So, here they are with their latest single, Pieces of My Heart. Are you excited, Stacey?
Not
Oh, God.
No. I only listen to blip music and a bit of jizzcore. Pop music.
Ah, yes, I know I meant to mention this earlier. Apparently, these newfangled boy bands change singer all the bloody time. Try and follow along, eh? Keep the shot on whoever is currently singing the lead vocal.
Uh-oh.
I saw you standing by the menu center with a brand new pair of Lakers, baby. Do you remember? You took the first of the pieces liquor and stank. Took our assets and our wealth and drew them out of the bag. I gave you little pieces of my heart.
Oh, I'm doing terribly with this.
I didn't know two hearts could ever feel like this, girl. It's like you were custom made for me by Remington's fist. I take all of the loves that didn't last and leave them in the uneven past. Share the new future as my bride. You snatch me inside. There's no need to hide all the times that you cry. As my old man used to say, you blow me away. I just want you to stay. I don't want you to pay. You make me crazier than Neil today.
I can't freaking get any traction on this.
On Liberation Night, girl, I was sitting beside you. We sat there shaking all the way through incisors. We held each other as things fell apart. We took a train through all the territories and we threw away the rules and wrote our personal stories. You took a dozen pieces.
What is with this?
I didn't know that life could ever feel like this, girl. It's like you were custom made for me by Remington's fist. I take all of the loves that didn't last. I leave them there, the uneven past. Share the new future as my bride. Snatch me inside. There's no need to hide all the times you have cried. As my old man used to say, blow me away. I just want you to stay. I just want you to play. You make me crazier than Neil. Make me crazier than Neil today. And now I'm staring at your membership card. There's your picture beaming brighter than a handful of flaws. I'm trying to find the pieces of my heart and leave them in the uneven parts. Share the new future as my bride. You snatch me inside. There's no need to hide all the times that you cried. As my old man used to say,
Having to slow it right down.
I just want you to stay. I just want you to play. You make me crazier than Neil. Crazier than Neil. Crazier than Neil today.
Oh, that was so. I'm just failing so hard at that.
That was actually really good. Best of luck. Thank you for coming in. Now it's almost time for final thoughts tonight. And I've actually asked Stacey to write a few, and they're just being programmed onto the auto cue now. Now I have no idea what she's going to say. So fingers on that bleep button in the broadcast room, just in case. Take it away, Stacey.
My name is Stacey. I guess you know that by now. Don't know why I put that in there. Anyway. I don't watch the news. There's no need. You hear all the important stuff from your mates, so I don't know what's considered important anymore. But I'm pretty sure that it's not rehash movies and fucking boy bands, so... Anyway. I'm going to talk about what's important to me. When Advance were first elected 6 years ago, I was 9 and in a home. Not a family home like you call a home. This was a state children's home. It was fucking awful, actually. It was like a Charles Dickens book. The roof leaked and the walls were damp some mornings. The food was bad. Drugs and alcohol were everywhere. No one cared. You had to watch your back all the time because there weren't enough staff to manage us. And yes, as you'd imagine, there was a lot of some bad stuff went down there with some of the staff. Okay. Not all of them, but the others knew, and they didn't stop it. And then Advance won the election. And like a miracle, things started to change. They got better. We had nicer food. The home was not just repaired, but redecorated and kitted out with books and sports stuff and musical instruments and video games. Most of the staff were fired, and the new ones, which there were more of, spent time talking and working with the bullies. And you know what? A second miracle. It worked. The bullying stopped. Life, my life, got better. Because finally, there was enough money to do the good things, and Advance had the guts to do it. I joined Go-Getters, and on Liberation Night, that gave me a group of friends that I could talk with when the bombs went off and the power went out. Another miracle. I wasn't alone anymore. And that was the night I finally understood the importance of being in a team. So here's my final thought. I know the people who were doing better under the old system long to go back. You say, we were freer. But what you mean is, we were richer. But for every one of you, there is 100 of me. And even now, after all you've had taken away, you are still doing better than I am, than I likely ever will. You still have homes of your own and families of your own who love you. And I'll never have that. So maybe you should stop looking for the worst interpretation of everything this amazing government does and realise it's not for you. It's for the millions like me. And you can cry and bleat all you want, but you're never going to get your money back because it's already been spent on miracles.
Stand by. Stand by.
Let's keep making tomorrow better.
And we're out.
Oh,
Is that all right?
Yes.
Jesus.
That was more than all right.
Nicely done. I think you might have actually given them something to think about.
I was so dazed I didn't notice that it was time up.
Taking me back to the home now then.
I was thinking we could go out somewhere and, I don't know, have a meal, talk about our options, if that's okay.
Of course, Miss Wolf. Security will be standing by.
So they're always there then?
There was a thing a few years ago now.
Oh, did that Jeremy bloke? I heard about that, everyone did. Were you here back then? Doesn't look old enough.
Rather than me.
Yeah, she does
A+, oh shit. Broadcast complete, continue. Oh crap, I did better than I thought I did. I was like bleating over that song, but actually, according to this, I did pretty well overall. All offensive words were censored, an interference-free show, adequately edited, although there's a little bit of interference, a tiny bit. You played one advert too late, Advance angered by content, Disrupt ruined the broadcast. Okay. A small bonus. Current wealth, worrying debt. Well shit. Advance down, Disrupt up, and yeah, it's the usual. It's the usual shtick. That broadcast was, as it sort of suggested it was going to be, very, like, bleached. It was almost all just interference meddling. And then me messing up the cuts by accidentally. That's why I thought I was going to get a bad score, as I kept accidentally cutting. Because I was just resting my fingers on the buttons, and my keyboard's pretty sensitive. The slightest touch will trigger the button. So yeah, whatever the case, that was that episode. What's going to happen next? Like, it feels like, I mean, according to them, according to that broadcast, like, Disrupt was kind of killed, or most of them at least were killed in the previous episode, at the end of the previous episode. And it's the children like the new future.
And have confidence that the team will keep you safe.
Weird. I was not expecting that. Like the rebellious kids like the dystopian future that we're in. We'll find out what happens next time. If you like what you saw, hit like. If you want to see more from me, then subscribe. Check the links in the description, hit that share, hit that bell, and I'll see you in the next episode. Possibly the last, like, normal episode of Not For Broadcast.